Hello everyone, it is Shell being in action, and it has now been 2 weeks tomorrow since surgery. My operation is now unwrapped. I'm going to expose it all to you all, and for that reason I'm on a knee scooter. Maybe you can see it a little bit down here. So I'm gonna have to sit down and put my leg out in front of me, and I can hopefully, while this camera is on a tripod, still get to show you guys this actual incision and all of that. But I would like to give the disclaimer right at this beginning that I am not a doctor, but I am a herbalist. I am not giving doctoral or professional advice, but rather stating what has been done in my life and is working for me. I also have a bachelor's degree of science specializing in herbalism. I would like you to know that I do have that credibility. So don't mind me, we'll have a seat. Maybe you can go ahead and get your cup of tea started. And I'm excited to show you and tell you what we have as our featured cup of tea today for tea time. Whew. That's no easy feat. Well, darn, seems like the camera's a little off. Okay, we can do this. That should be better. Oh, okay. Whew. So, hello everyone, once again. Thanks for your patience while I awkwardly get situated. I am new to this blogging world, and the fact that I, this old soul, have a camera and a tripod, that in itself is something. So thanks for bearing with me while I get accustomed to all of this, while I am also going through my surgery healing process. So right off the bat, let's talk about today's tea for our tea time. Because you may see, I have a very red tea kettle back here. That's because of the tea that's in there. And that's one of today's lead herbal formulas we'll be discussing. This is a tea that is formulated for circulation and blood flow, which is circulation really. I have good news and bittersweet news on my leg, and I have excellent news as well. So I am keeping up with all of this herbalism, and this tea was particularly formulated to help out with the additional swelling that I still have. Now this tastes quite good, but it's also super high in vitamin C. What's in this tea is a hibiscus rose petal, as well as rose hip, ginger, schisandra berry, and oat pods, the Avena sativa pods. And I actually started the brew yesterday and made a strong decoction of it, and then added more to it today. And I've been brewing it so that we could enjoy some tea time together. So I'm going to continue to let this brew and get extra strong. And we're going to create a nice healing energy. Get this along my leg. And today's card that I drew for myself is self-care. And that's what we are about. You might see that I have some partially withered flowers up there. That's kind of like me. Parts of me are a little bit withered right now too. I thought about taking out the flowers that were not quite as lovely looking as they once were. And then I realized the symbolism in it. They actually are the blue flowers and the pink flowers right there that I'm talking about. But I believe they signify the surgery on my ankle. Not the whole bouquet has gone to wilt. Not my whole body has gone to wilt. Just a little bit. Now, my ankle, the surgeon was so impressed when we got my cast off. This is now the third video in the series of my ganglion cyst, peroneal tendon, and ligament surgery video. It was decided by the surgeon that my peroneal tendon didn't need repair, but that it must have been the pain coming from the chronically frayed ligaments on the very tops and sides of my foot. On top of that, there was the ganglion cyst. Biopsy confirmed that the ganglion cyst is indeed what it was that they cut out of me. They cut several inches in, which I think I can maybe just hold my leg up in the air to show you guys. We'll see. Or I'll just take it off of the tripod and I'll show you guys that way. But the scar is about 4 inches. It's right now actually still an open incision. I wasn't expecting the doctor, the surgeon, on the 10th day when I had my post-op visit to already take the cast off, not rewrap it, just ace bandage it, take my stitches out, and be like, you've done great, keep doing it, and we'll see you back in over a week. I was not expecting that. I thought I had done well, but not that well. I got my stitches out over a week early. So to that, let's enjoy some tea. See this herbal tea, as I mentioned in my first video, if brewed long enough, can be strong enough to be medicinal. I have brewed this tea for over 15 minutes, and it's very concentrated. So I'm actually going to be adding in some extra water to dilute it. And this is a lovely tea with some sugar or honey, as well as being iced. Today, we're just drinking it hot and as is. And that's very hot. So what is in your cup of tea today? What are some challenges that you are facing? I am able to address my surgery with herbalism. I'm facing anxiety from this, bruising, pain, swelling, inflammation, an actual open wound. My toes, I can't quite bend yet. They hurt, they tingle. I'm addressing all of that with herbalism. So what are you facing that maybe herbalism could be incorporated into your day? What is in your cup of tea, so to say? Meaning, what are you handling? And how are you handling it? Meaning, what are you doing to treat it? So the surgeon cut off my cast, was so impressed. As I mentioned, surgery stitches are out. I can get my scar, my open wound, wet, but I've only been doing about 10 seconds of water at a time. I'm very excited to actually get to start moving my foot, because at this point I still can't move it at all. I really can just do a slight lift up and down. The bulk of my healing has been on my tissue repair from my go-to cola, the lead herb that I had discussed with you all in last week's video. I've also still been taking my Arnica homeopathic internally, as well as my homemade post-floral surgery tincture, which, as a reminder, has frankincense, rose, calendula, yarrow, oat pods, ginger, cinnamon, and a honey Everclear. I've also added in RSO, which is a legal Rick Simpson oil, is what RSO stands for. I have been spraying for 2 days now a organic lavender hydrosol onto my wound directly. And in a few days here, I will be switching out to a cedar, a western red cedar, Thuja plicata hydrosol. That's an antibacterial, that's a little bit stronger than the lavender, but at this stage it's still too open and raw to do that one, so I'm just doing the lavender. I'll keep it fairly short and sweet. That's my update. We've got minimal swelling. We've got really great tissue repair. The pain, oh yes, I haven't had a pain pill again in over 24 hours. Over 24 hours now. I didn't have one yesterday, didn't have one last night, didn't have one today, and it's nearly night again. So with the power of herbalism and a strong mindset and determination to heal, I am here getting it done. And thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe for more videos like this and more to come. There will be 6 more weeks at least of a healing process on this ankle. Not only will it have to fuse itself fully back together, we're going to be working on the scarring topically soon here. And then we'll have to be working on the ligament and strengthening that, as well as the tendon. And there's been muscle atrophy on the calf, so we're going to have to be working the whole process. So if you'd like to keep learning about how herbalism can be incorporated for all of that, then please again like and subscribe to Shell Being in Action. I'm going to show you my scar now, but you might want to take a sip now. So you don't spit it out in a second. As far as it goes, it looks good. It's still pretty crazy looking. It's a big one. Still small, considering some people's surgeries, but it's still a pretty big ankle surgery. And I'm happy that it is as small as it is, considering I was thinking it could be up to 6 inches, but we're at about 4. So, mind you, I have to get up, get this camera off the tripod, but we're gonna do it. Okay. All right. Let's have a seat. Show you guys what we are actually talking about here. So you can see I still have the marker from the surgeon all on here. There are no more stitches, and the wound is healing itself back together. Starting to get small scab, but we're not showing signs of infection. We're not red. We do have some bruising starting in here, but it is still not dark. These toes, that is the most I can bend them down. And that's the most I can go up. But that's an improvement from the other day. There is some bruising forming down here. My heel is bruised. And then this one, that bruise, is from when I had my first cast on and it was squeezing, just wrapping so tight on my ankle there. But nonetheless, that tight wrapping, it seems to have helped the swelling and compression. I almost got the doctor to take it off a couple of days in because it just felt like extreme pressure. Seems to have worked though. So all in all, I'm calling this a success. Thanks for tuning in to Shell being in action from her micro studio post-surgery. Have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Mahalo.